Hi, this is your Maryland PTA Membership Chair, Paul Geller, here at your State Senate in Annapolis, Maryland, with just a few words of wisdom for you about bolstering the PTA membership at your school. One of the most valuable things that anyone who's attending your school can do is join the PTA, and that certainly applies to every member of the community. Parents, family members, students, teachers, staff, administrators, community members. Now, there's two unorthodox groups that I've found are key to building a very strong PTA. And you might laugh, but it's true, and it holds a lot of weight where I come from. First is students. Now, it may surprise you a bit to know that I am the current leader of a parent-teacher-student association. It's not unusual, it's not uncommon. However, what is unusual and uncommon in my situation is it's an elementary school PTSA. Now, you may be saying to yourself, what in the world could elementary school students do for a parent-teacher-student association? My answer is plenty. Now, I'll tell you the answer to your first question right off the bat. No, they do not come to our PTSA meetings at night and vote and debate things. We do something special for the students at my school. As someone who volunteers a lot in my school, I realize the importance of getting the student voice in matters. And one of the things that I decided early on, and I got the approval of both state and national PTA to do this and really received tremendous encouragement from both, was I realized at lunchtime the kids were all coming through there and they had so many good opinions. They would come up to me and they'd say, Mr. Geller, why don't we have playground equipment? Mr. Geller, could we get some new recess toys to play with, some new games? Could we get some marbles? Can we get this? Can we get that? And I listened to them the first year. And I realized these kids have a lot of good ideas, and who's going to know better about what kids want than the kids themselves? So, after 2.5 years of working with both the members of my Parent-Teacher Association, the National PTA, and Maryland PTA, we finally got it off the ground. And in a landmark vote, we agreed unanimously as a PTA to open up to students as well. And I have to tell you, the results have been outstanding from my standpoint. The students joined our PTSA last year, and in their first real act of power, they met with me, all 312 at the time students, and I basically asked them the following. I said, what would you like to see at recess? What would you like to see around the school? What can we do for you? Because you're members of the Parent-Teacher-Student Association as well. And I'll tell you in a moment how we worked that. But the students, we gave them paper and we gave them pencils, and they wrote down their requests, they drew their requests. They told me their requests for the kindergartners there who couldn't write as well as they would have liked. And they told us what they wanted. And I have to tell you, with only one exception, the results were outstanding. Kids had wonderful ideas of games and toys that they wanted to play with. They had wonderful ideas of ways we can invest the funds that the PTSA decided to set aside for them. And more importantly, they cared about their fellow classmates. They always wrote in their letters to me that they wanted to make sure that the other grades had fair things to play with too, because maybe the toys that they wanted or the games they wanted were a little too much for the younger kids. And I have to tell you, the one letter that I did receive that had something that was just kind of outrageous was one kid who I happen to know who asked for driving lessons during lunch hour. I thought that was pretty clever. But let me explain to you and backtrack a little bit about how we work the PTSA. One of the keys to membership is really boosting your numbers. And a long time ago, I realized that my school wasn't doing something quite right. We were charging, and this is a lot, so don't get offended here, but at the time, my school charged $20 for each PTA member. So if you were just a mom who wanted to join, it was $20. If you were just a dad who wanted to join, it was $20. However, if a mom and dad both wanted to join, the price was $40, which was a lot. So, having talked to my membership chair about this the first year, we decided, you know what, let's roll everything into one membership fee. And in the case of my school, and I don't suggest this for everyone because obviously this is a very high number, and I was just going with tradition at my school, we went for $5 more. We went for $25 and it included 2 memberships. And we made it clear, 2 memberships for $25. And in the case of single parents, if they did not want both memberships, we were happy to sell them the $20 membership, as we always did. And we always make sure no one feels uncomfortable about anything that we're doing. And it was very successful. That first year, we had 440 members join our little PTA over a number of 178 the year prior and most years prior to that. But then when we started up the PTSA, we decided, look, let's really put our money where our mouth is. We were so successful in our advocacy efforts based on our membership that we decided, why not keep the price at $25